Morning. Afternoon. This is news to me. Now it's time for a quick rundown of the Sunday shows. Senator Ben Sasse says he thinks about leaving the GOP every day. It's gonna make work a little awkward. Hey Ben, you done with that existential crisis? Cause we got a caucus. Look, it's just sending mixed messages. It's like saying, listen, I've been thinking we should get a divorce. And a dog. The vice president said he's not the anonymous op-ed writer and would take a lie detector test to prove it. Great! White House is turning into an episode of Maury. In the case of the New York Times op-ed, you are not the resistance. A blustering orange mass on the East Coast is threatening untold levels of destruction, causing Americans to say, you mean another one? New polls find the president's approval rating dipped as far as 6 points, which means there's people who are just now coming around. You know, despite the Access Hollywood tape, sex scandals, travel ban, family separation, general racism, sexism, and xenophobia, I think he's doing a great job. Wait, he asked for a Diet Coke and an audio recording? Well, now I disapprove. White House staff now has to leave their phones in lockers before going into the Situation Room. Great, now no one can secretly record the president, but you gotta feel bad for the guy who can't secretly last-minute Google what's happening in Myanmar. My report? What, like you got a country, region, upstate. You got angry people, and the government's like, I know, and like tanks, so we're gonna keep an eye on it. Trump's sobering 9/11 remarks were overshadowed by a tone-deaf picture of him fist-bumping. Though to be fair, he could have been telling America to hang in there, baby, or doing his super-secret anywhere pull-ups Chris Christie showed him, or reenacting the puppet show John Kelly just performed in the Oval to calm him down. Point is, you don't have to look this hard to find Trump being an asshole about 9/11. In one anniversary tweet, he mentions haters years before we actually got accurate polling on the number. In another, he claimed he predicted the attacks, and as a side note, I'd like to personally copyright the term Nostradamus. And my favorite, on 9/11 itself, Trump said he now had the tallest building in Manhattan. Trump's boast turned out to not even be true, proving he can't even be insensitive accurately. That blue dress makes you look fat. What, that's not a dress and you're a mailbox? Whatever, fake news. Also, that's not my foot in my mouth, it's my hand. As Hurricane Florence batters the Carolinas, our intrepid leader is describing it as
tremendously big and tremendously wet.
Alright, what'd you go with? I went, so's whatever's cutting off the oxygen to your brain. That's also a description for the blue wave after the midterms, and that's not what Melania says. Though the president is helping people evacuate by reminding us what a great job he did in Puerto Rico, tweeting his work after Hurricane Maria went unappreciated. You know that doesn't mean good, it just means lacks appreciation. Technically, cholera is unappreciated. So I agree, Mr. President, you are very unappreciated, also underestimated and unsung, and the people hit by Hurricane Florence are probably going to be ungrateful. This is all in the wake of the news that $10 million for FEMA was redistributed to ICE this summer. Let's just combine the two, because when the Caribbean sends us their hurricanes, they're not sending their best. They're bringing rain, they're bringing wind, and some, I assume, are tropical storms. The president tweeted that 3,000 Puerto Ricans didn't die in a hurricane. So he's gone from denying birth certificates to denying death certificates? Boy, thank God you didn't admit to a weak emergency response, because that would have made you seem insensitive. You know, of all the stages of acceptance, I was hoping he wouldn't go with denial. Still, it's very zen. It's the age-old question. If the president launched his nukes but refused to admit he killed anyone, did he start World War III? So what's the president's problem? I don't know. I'll ask him. Hey, what's your problem? Cool.